Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, how doing? Kid Dingbat here, and welcome to another Philly Shakedown podcast, episode 30, Motor Humping 6. Joey Shakes, what is happening tonight, my man?
I'm good, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, and probably one of the most important games for the Eagles tomorrow, so I'm pumped. I think we're all pumped for this game tomorrow against the Saints at home. Hopefully get our first home win.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let me say first, shout out to Carlos Garcia for becoming a member of Dingbat Nation, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here, man. And I'm excited tonight, guys. I'm pumped up. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go because, one, we got Thanksgiving coming up this week, which means I get to drink Motor Humping Eggnog. But second, we got a big game tomorrow. The biggest game of the year, the biggest game in Jalen Hurts' career. Dude, this is big time, Joey. This is a big time game, and we're in a playoff hunt right now, especially if you win this game.
Yeah, it definitely happens. Look, when you have this a newly shined offense with the Eagles right now, light at the end of the tunnel. We get to use these guys the right way, and obviously, we'll talk later about Miles Sanders coming back, and obviously two important signings that we did have. So it's a really good week, a very important game, and now we got through the hard part of our schedule. So
right.
After really this game tomorrow, you're really down to five division games, and obviously one against the Jets. So
yeah,
see if the Eagles can do it.
Absolutely. And Jeremiah Butler, man, thank you so much for the super chat. He says that intro is fire. Is that Castro? That is Joe Castro. We had to make him a made man because of that intro. He's been a made man in this community. He did that out of the goodness of his heart. I used to joke around about, we need to rap some, but I was only kidding. But he went and did what and he killed it. Yep. So I love the song. I sit there, I play it all day at home.
Awesome.
It's a great song. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Johnny Blaze knows. Here's a quote you could sing back, shake, squat up, and don't be a dingbat. See, I don't even know the words. No, I do know the words. I do know the words, but look, this is a big time game, and let's start with some of the news that happened with the last few days. Right, first thing, Dallas Goddert gets an extension, 3-year extension. I was surprised. A lot of people did not they thought he was getting too much money. I thought it was perfect because, yes, it may be a lot now, but in 2 or 3 years, that's a bargain. That's a bargain. What are your thoughts on his contract?
Yeah, I think you're right about some of the fans. A lot of fans really didn't like it. I mean, I loved it. And obviously, this is a move we really had to do. You trade Zach Ertz. You really have no choice but extend Dallas Goedert. Even when Zach Ertz was here, there was rumors about Dallas Goedert getting this extension. It didn't happen yet. So now it happened.
Right.
Obviously getting behind Travis Kelce and George Kittle in pay. So he's top 3, top 5 in pay as of right now. And I think I agree with you when it's gonna pay off at the during his contract. Another couple years, we're going to see a really good tight end here in Philadelphia. So.
Yeah, look, I would have personally, I would have done it a year beforehand. That's when I think you could get the bargain, but you could not let him go into free agency without a contract. He would have even gotten more money. I like this move. I mean, once you trade Ertz, you kind of committed to it. So I think it had to be done. I'm happy about it. I really like Dallas Goedert. I do. I think that they just given the opportunity, he's going to flourish. And I saw a statistic. I forget exactly what it said, but it was like the numbers for Jalen Hurts when Dallas Goedert is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's important, Hey, Art, make peace. He's been a member for 5 months of Dingbat Nation, man. Shout out to you. That doesn't show up in the StreamYard, but
never does.
Thank you. He says we're going to gain on the Cowgirls this week. I feel it. I think you're right. I think you're right. And I think we're both streaming that Cowboys game tomorrow. So
right.
we could get you could. Well, what are your thoughts on that game, real quick?
Which game are you talking about?
The Cowboys Chiefs.
Interesting. I mean, Kansas City's coming off a really good game. Obviously, I think are the Chiefs back in motion to what they were. I know a lot of mistakes this year. Cowboys. Amari Cooper's out for 3 games. I don't know if it's COVID related or
it's COVID,
something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it makes it. I don't think Amari not being in. I guess it makes a little bit of a difference, but I think it's going to be a good game regardless, and it's in Kansas City, which is even better. So could be a loss for the Cowboys. You never know, but I think it's still going to be a good game back and forth.
I know it's going to be a loss for them. That's why I strategically want to stream it. You know what I'm saying? But so going back to the Eagles now, and Patriots 1776. Thank you for super chases. What's your score prediction? How will the D hold up? We'll do that at the end. We got to save it for later. Right. We got to keep you hanging. You know what I mean? But we can't get you all done before the show. Come on now. Mm-hmm. But thank you for super chat. But what are your thoughts on another signing today, Avonte Maddox?
That was one we didn't really. I think a lot of the fans were after Dallas Goddert got signed. A lot of the fans were kind of switching, saying, "Oh, Maddox is next. Maddox is next." I'm like, nah, you know what? It's not going to happen right now. He's probably going to walk. I don't know how much he's really going to get paid. So honestly, the contract really wasn't that bad. But to be honest, like now you're kind of, you got Slay for another couple of years. Now you locked in on Avonte Maddox. That's had really a big turnaround year on a contract year, and we really didn't expect this from him, but the way he's been on these tight ends this year and getting in these speedster receivers in the slot, what he's been doing at the nickel, I think he's done a really excellent job. So, Howie Roseman.
Come on now. You know me.
I know it sucks. It sucks. But
look, here's what I will say. He is signing these guys because they believe that they have upside. I agree with the Goddard signing. I agree with the Maddox signing. I even agree with the Josh Sweat signing. But if you look at the Josh Sweat signing, he hasn't produced what he's supposed to do. He has not done it. He has 3.5 sacks in 10 games. That's horrible. Mm-hmm. So the guys have to develop. Just because they're getting extensions does not mean that they're going to develop or pan out. I hope that they do. Right. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to say because Howie is signing these guys now that all of a sudden everything is forgiven and he's the genius of geniuses. I'm not doing it. I want a new talent evaluator. I do.
I can't help it because these are really 2 good signings that I feel like he's trying to get his. I feel like he's trying to keep his job at this point. You know what I mean? It's just these are 2 moves we needed. So.
Yeah, big pun. He put a comment there. Phil, you said Maddox is going to walk. I'm like, when did I say that? Timestamp it. Give me my timestamp. He said, sorry if Joey was on and said that. Yes, we look alike. Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey. So sometimes you get confused. I get it. Totally. But remember, I am Denzel Washington. You know what I mean? Even my wife is calling me.
I didn't really expect. Yeah, I did say that he's probably going to walk, but I really didn't know that. I mean, continuous moves in 2 days of 2 guys getting signed. I didn't expect that to even happen. And Maddox would have been a last-minute decision at the end of the year. But, hey, I'm glad they got it done.
Yeah, that's true. There's only an L in Eagles. There's no L in Cowboys. Yeah, but you have the word cow in your name. that by itself, it stinks. When I think of cow, I think of hamburger. You guys are a bunch of hamburgers to us. That's all. We always are feeding on Dallas. Junior Rodriguez, stay for super chat. He says, what was better, signing Goddard or Maddox? I think Goddard was the bigger signing, to be honest with you, because you were willing to part with Zach Ertz to go out and make sure you keep him. So I think that's the bigger signing. I think he has the bigger upside. What I'll say about Avonte Maddox is I think he's had it tough the first few years because Maddox, if you remember, they were playing him outside. They were playing him in the slot. They were playing him as safety. They were moving him all around. And sometimes I think that hurts a guy's development. Put him in a spot where he's best and then let him just focus on learning that. And that's what they've done in the slot. But if I had to say what was more important, I have to go Goddard. That would just be me.
I'm probably going to go the total opposite. I'm going to say more of, and I'm not saying that Goddard's not going to be good. And when I say Avonte Maddox, I'm not saying that Dallas Goedert's not important. So don't twist my words around. All I'm saying is that because the Eagles have not found good corners over the years. We've taken chances on guys like Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas, and some of these other guys that really haven't worked out or we let go too early in their careers. I think we got somebody right here that, solidifies the secondary a little bit. This really depends on Steven Nelson if he walks after this year. Darius Slay has been fantastic this year. So I like the Maddox signing just because I think we need corners to step up, and I think it was a really important piece that stepped up this year. So
yeah, no, it's fair enough. It's fair enough. You there you go. See, we don't always agree because I would definitely go Maddox. Now, the interesting thing about the tight end position is, what if Tyree Jackson develops into what we think he can be? Okay, let's say it takes him 2 full years, and in that third year, it's clearly, let's say Goddard has been good. He's been Pro Bowl type tight end, but clearly this kid is ready to surpass him. That's when you trade Dallas Goedert at max value. So we got to see how Tyree Jackson develops. And then speaking of the secondary, Steven Nelson is a free agent. I wouldn't mind a situation in which the Eagles could bring him back for another year or two, and then sit there and maybe instead of worrying about drafting a corner in the first, you go for that Notre Dame safety from Hamilton. A situation like that. I totally could see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think with Steven Nelson's got really strong relationships with Darius Slay, and I think they're, and really it seems like the chemistry and how they get along with each other on this team is really close. Just seeing all the behind-the-scenes videos and just how they are. Steven Nelson might guarantee a little bit more money this year because obviously it was like, $5 million? We kind of met in the middle what Steven Nelson wanted because he was kind of running out of options. But I think, we'll see what happens. So I say if they bring him back, I don't think they draft a corner with the first 2 picks. I think either or. I think they go defense with the first 2 picks.
I can't see a situation where you don't take the best defensive end on the board. Right now, you're looking at Brandon Graham maybe coming back from a torn Achilles. I don't think he's going to be 100%. Derek Barnett, hopefully he's gone. Josh Sweat has not lived up to what we need him. We need maybe 2 defensive ends. I may go free agency, try to get like a Hassan Reddick, and then draft with my first pick another defensive end. Like I really think you have to do that. The second pick, I would go either corner or safety. I'm definitely going defensive back.
Yeah, they definitely have to dip in free agency this year. They will have a lot of money this year. Obviously, there's a lot of contracts that are take effect next year, so definitely watch out for trades of some veteran players. I'd probably look out for 2 like Brandon Brooks, probably Fletcher Cox. That might be another one that could be traded or released, depending on the money, the dead money, and all that stuff. We'll get into that obviously when the new off season. But it's definitely it could happen. It could happen. I believe it. They should go after defensive end. They can go after a pass rusher, a line. I mean, I'm liking Davion Taylor. I'm liking TJ Edwards. If they pair them up with one thumper in the middle, you could do some damage right there.
I really like the way TJ Edwards has been playing. I mean, I talked a lot about him. I thought he was their best linebacker. I think that I'm being proven right. And he's getting better and better every week. And I like that baby arms Alex Singleton's getting less snaps. I think that's important, Right. One above all says Nelson will walk, but they will draft a corner in the first rounds. Yeah, it's very possible. Although I would not mind seeing him come back another year. I think he's been okay. I mean, the Eagles don't give up big, huge plays. You know what I mean? They may give up a lot of yards and may have an 80-something% completion percentage, but they don't give up the 80-yard touchdowns, those things. Not that much anyways.
Right.
True. Howard, running back 1. He says, this is Jordan Howard's burner account. Oh, my gosh. Even with the same name. I'm way better than Sanders. I punish defenses. All right. So that's the other interesting thing that happened today. Miles Sanders activated off of the IR, and it sounds like he's playing tomorrow from everything we're hearing. What are your thoughts on Miles coming back?
There's no way. I mean, Miles Sanders, I don't know if he's going to be 100%. Probably not. So I'm going to take him a couple of games back, get back into rhythm. But there's a lot of fans out there that think that Miles Sanders coming back is going to ruin the rhythm of this backfield that we have with Jordan Howard and Boston Scott. And obviously, a couple carries for Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell might be the odd man out as of right now. But I'm excited. I mean, especially since now we're starting to run the ball. We're starting to balance this offense out a little bit. And we're actually using players the right way and punishing defenses with Jordan Howard to tire them out, and Miles Sanders is just another plus for this backfield. And I think he's looking. Trust me, he's gonna want snaps. Like at this point right now, if they go into this game tomorrow, if Sanders has about like 15 carries and at least like the other 2 maybe have 10 each, I'll be happy with it. I'll be fine with it.
Patriot 1776, thank you for the super chat, my man. He says, do you believe Gannon keeps his job? I really think it depends how things finish off. If the defense finishes off strong, yeah, I think he could. If they continue to struggle, and let's say we win games anyways, but they're always a problem, I could see him going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how much do you put into it when it comes to the Gannon strategy with zone? Do we have the right players for zone? Is there something wrong? Why when we thought we were so deep at defensive line this year, they're just not getting pressure? Ryan Kerrigan hasn't done much of anything. Fletcher Cox has had probably the worst year of his career. I mean, I'd have to say this year's probably his worst year of his whole career. So I mean, Javon Hargrave's getting double teamed now because now teams are Javon Hargrave disappeared. Other than the corners, Jalen Hargrave has been one of the best players on this team, but that's what's happening. So what is it? What do they have to do? They have to do more stunts. They have to blitz more, and sometimes blitzing doesn't even help either if they're still not getting pressure. So
when you blitz and you play 15 yards off the receivers, that doesn't help. Also, when you don't really disguise your blitz, like some of these quarterbacks are good enough to look at and you can see them point out to who the blitzer is. You gotta kind of disguise it better. To me, generic, very vanilla blitzes are going to be picked up, and they don't really disguise it well because it's not something they feel comfortable, in my opinion, doing. Yeah. But it's something that they have to do more, in my opinion. But when you do blitz, play press coverage, play up. That's what you got to do. Yeah,
I agree with it.
Bird Gang 31, man, he says booby about the spin, and shout out to Bird Gang 31. I'm gonna work with him again soon, and definitely, if you guys haven't, click the link and check out his channel. No question about it. Great video maker. He's doing a great job, and I'm proud of him how fast he's growing. No question about it. Art Make Peace and Mac Daddy's Dogs and Catering. I like it. Thank you for super chat. He says Washington and New York going to lose. We know that if the Eagles pull off a win and Dallas lose, we're just 2 back. Do you think we could pull it off with the schedule left? If Dallas starts to struggle down the stretch, yeah, I think we could. Let's say Dallas loses. I think they got Kansas City, and then I think they got Thanksgiving. I think they play the Raiders. Don't quote me on that, but I think they play the Raiders. Right. Let's say they lose both those games and the Eagles go on a streak. The Eagles still have one game in hand to play them. So, yeah, it could happen. You know what I mean? The Giants stink. I'm not worried about the Giants at all. I think the Giants are going to take a big L this week on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, really, at the end of the day, you have the Giants twice, you have Washington twice, the Jets, and you have the Cowboys. So that's it. You're through the meat and potatoes of your schedule. So.
Right. Yeah, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. And we talk about Miles coming back. I don't think the Eagles are going to change up what they're doing. I think Miles, you have to remember, people forget Miles was averaging 4.8 yards a carry. Okay? He was 4.8 yards a carry, and he was getting the ball like 4 or 5 times a game total. Now you're going to get him involved. If he's getting 15 carries, I'm telling you, 1 or 2 of those could be 50 yards, 40 yards. Yeah. That's what he does. He's a game breaker. You mix him in with Jordan Howard, it's a great 1-2 punch. Then you sprinkle in Boston Scott and then Professor Kenneth Gainwell. I think it's nasty, man.
You notice when those running backs get to the second level, like you see Boston Scott get to the second level of those linebackers, he gets upfield, and like just imagine if Miles gets to that point, he might take it to the house. So I mean, there's a lot of, just put Miles Sanders in that situation, and I think he's going to take off.
Yeah, exactly. 500. Just a reminder, Eagles team is still on the rebuild, and the future looks bright. Looks very bright. Looks very bright, especially with all those draft picks. Now you're talking about being in a situation where you can make the playoffs as a wild card team. To me, that would be a great accomplishment this year if the Eagles can make the playoffs. Let's assume Miami cannot keep winning and they start losing again. And hopefully the Colts play Buffalo tomorrow. Hopefully Buffalo destroys them. And these guys can get us a decent high pick. I would love to make the playoffs. Okay. And I think what's really fascinating with this team to me has been just the way they've transformed. I'm starting to like this coach again. I'm starting to want to give him cannolis and little gabagool. You know what I mean? He's starting to become a paisan again because he actually changed his offense to do what was right, to fit this team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we really don't know what was the big change that happened. It was Howie Roseman handcuffing this coaching staff, because we knew Nick wasn't that stupid. Like, we just were trying to figure out, why do you have an offensive coordinator and a head coach that came from 2 run heavy offenses, and they come here and we were barely running the ball first quarter of the season. So it's going to be interesting to see what Nick. I've been liking Nick and what he's been doing, and I have more faith in this offense and this defense, obviously, but there's. That's why next year, you really don't have to add too much to this offense, because I think you're really set. They're locking pieces up. I think you're set offensively.
Right. And Kyler says the fact that the Birds will have what would seem to be the freshest legs in the league, that's true, and how little they have to travel the rest of the schedule will be a big advantage. I don't think they're traveling on a plane the rest of the year. No. They don't have to travel on a plane. That's a big deal for a team, okay? And I also want to speak on Jalen Hurts right now, because I remember a few weeks ago where me and you were like, Jalen, we're waiting for him to show us something, waiting for him to show us that progression. And we waited. And over the last, I would say, since the second half of that Chargers game, I think we've seen it. And if he continues doing what he's done the last few weeks, win or lose, okay, if he continues to do that the remainder of the year, I'm going to say bring him back. I'm bringing him back next year, and I'm giving him a chance again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if Jalen Hurts stays on this path the way he's been going right now, I think you have to bring him back next year as a starting quarterback. There's no point if he's playing this good. And really, we're going to know why we lose games, guys. We're going to know if Jalen Hurts gives it his all and this offense gives it its all, and we know what's going on. This defense can lose games for us, and that's just reality of what could happen. But instead of trading up for a quarterback, using draft capital instead of trading for a quarterback, you could stick with Jalen Hurts next year for one more year and see what happens, to see if he is the guy. You don't have to pay him. You know what I mean? It's already done. You don't have to pay him, and just keep building the whole team while you have him at quarterback next year. So,
yeah, I agree. Hurts and Smitty duo will be a nightmare in the near future once both of them continue to develop. It seems like there's a good, seeing Avonte Maddox start. Avonte Maddox. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Long week. Devontae Smith.
You're good.
To start seeing him, we know he was getting open before. Okay? He was getting open. But now he's starting to get the ball thrown his way. And he's starting to make plays. And you see how good he is. He is an absolute beast, dude.
I think when it comes down to it, it's really Nick putting these players in the right positions. Nick is using these players somewhat differently. What did we see from Devontae Smith? Other than that Falcons touchdown, early in the season, they were using him for little screen passes. They really weren't putting him in open space. I just think they're using the players better.
Yeah.
So
They are. And the whole thing has been time of possession. The time of possession is flipped. It's flipped. And I think when you do that and you run the ball and you put Hurts under center and you slow things up for him, and then you have a play action that people have to respect, it creates a lot of problems for a team. If you just go into this Saints game and you come out and you use play action, Saints are going to bite on it early because they've watched nothing but you run the last 3 weeks. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for this offense to really explode. I really think so.
Yeah, and then you didn't talk about the Saints and their offense. Obviously, no Alvin Kamara. You have Trevor Siemian, that's obviously been in the league for a bit, but couldn't make the throws. But at wide receiver, I think they brought Kevin White up really at wide receiver. There's no Michael Thomas, obviously. Kenny Stills will be there. He's got some burner speed, but he's been on practice squad, on active roster. So he's been all around the league. But they don't scare me at wide receiver. I think they have a tackle or two out for this game as well.
Both
I think
they're all out.
So their offensive line is banged up. So this defense can really put. They have to try to do something here.
Absolutely. Maverick One, thank you for the super chat. He said it would be poetic justice if the Eagles get to and beat Dallas in the playoffs. That would be the greatest thing ever. If the Eagles made the playoffs, won around, had to face Dallas, and they won the division, we went into Dallas and beat them. Mark Holmes would never live it down. He would never live it down. And when you look at, like you said, you look at the Saints offense, dude, they're in shambles. Their leading receiver was Alvin Kamara. Their leading rusher is Alvin Kamara. You have Ingram. Mark Ingram is your starting running back. I don't fear him. I think he's a better, change of pace back. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're going to score. And the Eagles' defense should feast. They should be blitzing this guy, have no respect for this offense, play man-to-man, and I think New Orleans is going to have a problem scoring. And then on the other side of the ball, when we look at their defense is good. Right. Their defense will give up big plays down the field, but they're pretty good overall, really good against the run. And a lot of people think, we shouldn't run this week. No, you should definitely run the week. Keep doing it. Even if you're not getting huge yards, control that time of possession. Allow yourself to run the ball. Even if you're getting 2.5 yards a carry or whatever, you'll tire that defense out at some point in the fourth quarter. But it'll also free up that play action.
Right. It helps you with your passing game. And obviously there's a lot of attention that's going to be on Devontae Smith. The more he's making plays, the more attention he's going to get, which means Dallas Goedert's not going to get doubled in these games as well. So you'll be finding your tight end a lot. Because even in the Broncos game when Dallas Goedert, had the concussion, they targeted Jack Stahl a couple times. But Jack Stahl has become a pretty good blocking tight end. Obviously, Tyree Jackson got some reps as well. But defensively, the Saints are good. But I think the Eagles just have to stay with the same formula like you're doing every single week. I don't care how the statistics on how good a defense is against the run. They still got to run. I think they can still get yards, and I think they could, like you said, with the play action, get some guys open and take care of it. I think they can do it.
Absolutely. Cyclone says, if Kelsey stays another year, does Sayamalu come back at left guard, or do we potentially trade him? That's a great question. I mean, because, dude, Landon Dickerson's a beast. He's a beast, especially in the run game, and he's only going to get better. It really depends to me whether or not they want Landon Dickerson at center. If he's the future center, then maybe you I don't know. Maybe you do bring Sayamalu back. But if they're comfortable with him being left guard, then I think Sayamalu is not getting his job back. Can Sayamalu play right guard? Because I can't bring Brandon Brooks back next year.
I don't think Samal could play right guard, but let's just say if Jason Kelsey does retire, I wouldn't mind putting Samal at center because he's played center before, so they could put him at center. Jack Driscoll's played center too. He's played left guard, center. He played almost every position on the offensive line, so they could definitely mix up and see what happens. But Landon Dickerson, I'm liking with that. I think he called himself the fridge, and he's calling Jordan Mailata the freezer on the left side. I mean, it's over 6'6", 6'5" on the left side, over 320 to 350 pounds. I mean, it's a wall. It's a wall over there.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Clark Roberts says Quez should have a big game if they double Reaper. Yeah, I mean, Quez, I want him to get more opportunities. It's going to be interesting what they do tomorrow because they're going to have Lattimore on Devontae Smith. 100%. Right, so that's a great matchup, 1-on-1. So are they going to just let him play 1-on-1, or are they going to give him help? It should be really interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
And is Rager's playing, right?
Yes.
So Rager's playing. We'll see what they do with him. I would love to see them do something with Rager down the field. It would be nice. We got over 300 people, 313 people in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, please please subscribe. Apparently, I don't say that enough. People tell me. And make sure you click the link in the description. Go sub up my man, Joey Halloween over there.
What'd you say?
Joey Halloween. That's what I call you.
Might as well. Yeah.
But give him a sub up. He'll be streaming tomorrow as I will too. Tin Man says, what's good, Otis? He calls me Otis. I don't even know what the hell that means. I'm trying to see if you have a solar power generator. If not, I know a couple you can look at by the. I know a couple you can. Yeah, I don't have a solar power generator. I probably should, but I don't. I have solar power on my house, but it's a scam. It's a total scam. Let me tell you, people, it's a scam, and a lot of these new houses make you buy them with the house. Scam.
True that.
Get ready for Cigar Denzel. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I need a big fat stogie tomorrow. Pause.
Yeah, please.
Cyclone says, can we all agree that Lane Johnson is our older lineman that's guaranteed to return? I think Lane comes back next year.
Yeah.
I think Lane comes back, but I can't see Brandon Brooks coming back. I can't do it.
I got to check out his salary numbers to see like what we get if we trade him or release him. I need to check out the numbers. I haven't checked that out, but it's interesting to see what we get.
Flash 2.0, you were the slowest on the span, Bo. He says boo, and then he says boo again. I don't want to time you out. Please don't make me time you out. I beg this guy like every stream, Joey. I'm like, dude, I don't want to time you out. Just stop. Like, at least have a minute in between so I don't have to time you out, you know? It's crazy. Kara's here. Kara, double moonwalk his ass. Do what you have to do. Great as the Birds can make the playoffs, but will get blown out. I don't know what you're smoking, my man. I don't know what you're smoking.
So does it make you more comfortable if the Eagles actually make the wild card that because we have those 3 first-round picks, it makes it more comfortable to say, hey, we could still win, but still have some royalties at the end of the year?
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think with the Miami pick shaping up the way it is, although they beat Baltimore and all that sucks, I still think they're going to lose the majority of their games. I just think that the Eagles have an opportunity where they can make the wild card and still pick within the top 10 pick. I mean, that's pretty damn good. That would be a hell of an accomplishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Cyclone 58 says Brooks needs to be traded. Great talent, but too many injuries. Let Driscoll or Herbig compete. I agree. I agree with you. And here's the thing, though. Driscoll, Herbig. I mean, those guys have gotten a lot of time playing and they're backups. And I think that pays off big time for them, you know?
No, definitely.
Just don't put Herbig at
center.
The guy's got big fat ass legs that rub together. You smell the bacon, and I don't think he can hike the ball between the two. Just saying, dude. Okay.
Kelsey was like, "I'm going right back in there."
I know, right?
Time.
Exactly. Petey Tatted, what's up, buddy? He says, "I'm pumped for tomorrow." I'm pumped for tomorrow too. I think a lot of Eagle fans this week kind of don't realize how big of a game this is. Because I think a lot of them think, we're out of it. We don't have a chance. Dude, we could be a playoff team. And it starts this week. This would be a huge win for the Eagles tomorrow. You know?
Yeah.
And I think making the playoffs, even as a wild card, as such a young team, a young quarterback, young receiver, then have all those picks, I think it's a big deal. Psychologically, I think it's a big deal going forward.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of fans out there that think that the Eagles should like not win as many games and not really tank mode, but like to the point where it just keeps Howie Roseman his job. Like, what do you think? What do you think about Howie Roseman so far as it's just a stupid question, but about Howie Roseman so far, obviously these 2 moves, and like, do you think he's trying to keep his job? Do you think is it just still the drafting that pisses you off? And
you know what's funny? I'm hearing the narrative today is that it's not Howie's draft; it was Joe Douglas's draft, and those are Joe Douglas's pick. Now, as much as I would like to agree with that, if I'm going to trash Howie on the bad picks, I got to give him credit when I think it's a good pick. So I'm going to say that I think those are Howie picks. My thing is to keep him out of talent evaluation. You can keep him on the team, but keep him out of talent evaluation. But I do think he made the right moves in signing the guys. My issues with Howie has never been really trades, not even so much contracts. It's always talent evaluation. That's where I have a problem with him, you know? That's not going to change.
Get it, yeah.
I mean, where's Derek Barnett? Where's Derek Barnett? Derek Barnett doesn't do anything but get us penalties in the worst times.
Yeah, he's planning how he's going to commit his another personal foul.
What an idiot! He almost had 2 in a row. There was a play after that where they threw the running back or receiver, and he comes running in late, shoulder first. It could have been another penalty. I can't.
I don't know. Even like the Tampa game, what really pissed me off is where like Tom Brady was out of the play, like far back, and he's pushed him like 6 times. Like this guy just doesn't learn, man. I know, right? You.
Fanatic Philly fan, what's up, man? He says, "What's up, Joey Shakes?" It's Fanatic Philly fan. What's up, my man? Been a while, and my main man Philly 500. What's up, Denzel? What's going on, my man?
What's going on, bro?
Good to see you.
Long time.
Good to see you. We got a big game tomorrow. There ain't no playing around. Joey will be streaming. I'll be streaming. We're going to be on edge. We're going to get this win tomorrow. I feel really, really good about this win tomorrow, you know. I have to agree. Barnett's a bum. Where did that go? I meant to click on it. Yeah, Barnett's a bum, Chris Marino. What did I do? Did I click on?
No, the way you said it. It's just,
my big fat fingers messed up. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's my man Kremley, what's going on? He says, who that from New Orleans? What's up, Philly 500? My man, I love you, but we coming for you. He's a Saints fan right here. He said, who that going to beat them Saints? Us Eagles are going to beat them Saints tomorrow. That's what's going to happen. We'll see, man. You know, you don't have Drew Brees no more. So I feel like our chances are a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree.
Barnett is not the best player. Barnett is literally, he is my this year's Nate Gary, my Nelson Aguilar. He is that guy because he costs us all the time. All the time. I've never seen a guy get more penalties than sacks. That's crazy.
There's no way that the Brandon Graham injury is the whole reason why his defensive line is not getting pressure this year. It's got to be scheme. There's the defensive line coach, Troy Rocker has to get fired. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Michael R122, thank you for the super chat. He says, put Greg Ward in the slot, rotate with Jalen. What do you think about that?
I've been wanting Greg Ward to play. Like I've been wanting him to play all year because I think even last year when Jalen Hurts got thrown to the fire, I thought that Greg Ward was like a very reliable, really good chemistry with Jalen Hurts, a reliable receiver. But they haven't done anything with him at all. Like he's not. I think he's done it. I think his contract is up after this year. I think he's gone. So that's going to be another decision they got to make too.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brandon Graham was the heart and soul of that defense. I think he's a lot of energy on that defense. But I agree. To see that many sacks have gone down, it's kind of crazy. I can't blame it all on that. I think Fletcher Cox has regressed. Then he has over the last few years. And then you have, I don't think you're getting good enough production from Josh Sweat or Derek Barnett.
No.
Jav Rivers says, what's up, Philly and Joey? What's going on? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
Chris says, we have bad refs this game. They said we always lose when these refs coach the Eagles games. Oh, no. It better not be that one coach, that always calls penalties on us. You know what I mean?
No, that guy, that was his first day. That was his first day as a ref. That game that we played, that we had all those penalties. That was his first day. That's why we had that many penalties.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Stephen Lee says, run the ball, play press coverage. No one scares on the same side. That's what I would do. I would run the ball, play press, and I would blitz the crap out of Trevor Siemian all day long. Mm-hmm. I think he'll have a problem with it. You know what I mean? I really do. And I think if the Eagles can control the clock and time of possession, this could be a beatdown. A beatdown to talk about on the Philly Shakedown.
No meltdown.
No meltdown. That's right. Hoping for a Goddard breakout performance. I think Goddard has been really good since they traded Hurts. That was a cheap shot that he went through the other day, though. I got to tell you.
Yeah, definitely. And they already ruled that it was, that it wasn't anything that where it could have been fined or anything. I think it was Justin Simmons, I think, that did that. I forgot who did that, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. Dope Nerd Lifestyle. Welcome to Dingbat Nation, my man. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Congratulations on becoming a member. Appreciate that so much. We got 365 people in here. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and click the link in the description. And sub up my man, Joey Shakes. We do this every Saturday. We alternate channels, and we do this post-game. We'll be back post-game tomorrow night on Joey's channel talking about what a great victory. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll even be smoking stogies. It's going to be one hell of a night. No question about it.
Definitely.
Oh, here's Abe. Said, Phil, you're only 3-6. That's pitiful. Just wait till tomorrow, dude. Just wait till tomorrow. I had to think about that for a second.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
3-6.
well.
I thought we had 4 wins.
I think so.
I thought we have 4 wins. I thought we're 4-6. We have to be 4-6, dude. We're 4-6. Yeah, man, get it right, Abe. Come on, Abe. Abe Shepard getting it wrong. You're trying to take wins from us. See, Cowboy fans always trying to steal. Juice, he says, 500 shakes. What's good? Do you think Miles Sanders will shine tomorrow, given how well Howard and Scott have run the ball the past few weeks? Depends how much they use him. Is he going to be on a limited snap count? How healthy is he? That's the whole question I have about him. If he plays and he's 95% and he gets 10 to 15 carries, he's going to have over 100 yards. He's going to break a big one. He broke one on them last year, remember?
Yeah, and the Eagles are healthy at the offensive line right now, and yeah, big, especially about these open, like I said earlier in the stream, like how, Jordan Howard's getting to the second level, Boston Scott is getting to the second level. So, I mean, Kenneth Gainwell's probably going to have the less snaps of everybody. I don't know. Are they dressing 4 running backs for this game?
I'm assuming that they will, but we'll see. And the question is who sits. I would say Gainwell's probably going to sit if just based upon the fact that kind of taking his snaps away,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Marcus says, I'd rather have Riley Cooper back than Derek Barnett. The man's a cancer of the head. He need to go. Look, I hate Derek Barnett right now. I can't stand him. But there's nobody that I despise probably more than Riley Cooper. Riley Cooper drove me nuts. There was never a guy who wanted to pull his hair off. With that hair hanging out, just cut his hair off. I don't want Riley Cooper back. I don't want anything to do with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He had one game against the Raiders.
He had one good year, pretty much.
I don't know how he stayed on that team that long.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of those things. It's like, why is he even on this team? I don't know. Loyal to Houston says, Philly 500 brought back the goatee. I did. And matrimonial duties went way up. So, Mars says, Howie must have excellent bodyguard service. I honestly don't know how he can show his face in Philly. I don't know. Howie Roseman he's like the guy that will not go away. And just when you think it's it, he somehow comes back. The way Jalen Hurts is playing, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, signing Avonte Maddox, Dallas Goddert. All of a sudden, people are like, maybe Howie's not that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and obviously with the draft and Devontae Smith and the Dickerson pick looks like it's coming true that he could be a really good star. I mean, at multiple positions if you put him at center next year or you keep him at left guard. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but he's looking good right now.
Yeah.
So.
Scheme team. He says, yo, 500 people. What's going on, scheme team? Good to see you, man. And I see Carapul's double moonwalking some ass in the chat. Do what you got to do. Because I know if we're talking about Flash 2.0, he keeps spamming. I can't have that. And I give him a lot of chances. Let's see. These we win as long as we keep the ball and not turn over. Well, of course, yeah. You can't turn the ball over. That's always a big thing. Especially like you don't want any fumbles or any turnovers that gives the Saints great field position with a lack of offense. The Saints are going to want to keep this a low-scoring game. I think 20 points wins this game for the Eagles. I really do.
Yeah, and I think what the Saints will try to do is try to shut down that run game and try to keep the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands. I think that's what they're going to try to do as well. But Hurts has been working the pocket. I think the one thing we can all agree on, Hurts has been working the pocket really well, being poised, being very patient, not doing that one read and start scrambling. When he scrambles when he needs to, that's great. But I think he's been doing great. So
the way he's starting to sit in the pocket and just hold on a little longer and then hitting those guys and even step up. I mean, that's one of my main complaints was that, when we talked about it, he holds the ball too long, then he goes and he runs. When that one read ain't there and then he runs. He's not doing that now. So you see the difference, I really want him to keep developing. I want him to keep winning that job for next year. I want to go into the season thinking we have a quarterback of the future, and you know what? Now we're gonna build this defense up, and that's where that's what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
It's just really nice seeing the way Hurts plays, and you're right. Sometimes when the plays break down, there's sometimes he runs when he needs to run. I think that was great. I thought his choices last week were really, really good. When deciding to run and stay and hang in there. And I think he'll drive. I think he'll drive the Saints nuts all day.
And other than really 2 drives, even last game, like they're staying away from that RPO system a little bit more. Like they're not forcing it every single play. Like you have to mix it up. You have to go under center. You have to do play action. And obviously, running the ball does help that. So I think a mixture of all that keeps defense on their toes. They don't know what's going to happen. And there's a lot of attention on the field. So keep the same formula.
Yeah. Ray Lester says, honestly, 500. Barnett isn't the problem on defense. Penalties or not, facts, bro. Eagles get held and cheap shotted a lot when on the field. He always goes hard, bro. Stop hating. Listen.
I'll move on for this one.
Listen. Derek Barnett was a first-round pick. Am I correct? He was I believe, the 14th pick overall. As the 14th pick overall, you can't have 2 sacks all year. You can't have 2 sacks all year long. Mm-hmm. His career high is 5.5 sacks, I believe. And I believe that was his rookie year. And to me, to have a first-round pick, 14th overall, be what he is, it's disappointing. That's facts. That's keeping it real. That is keeping it real. And here's the other problem. I agree. The Eagles do get cheap shotted sometimes, and it happens. But he also gets called very easily for penalties because he has a reputation of being a cheap shot artist. Those are facts about Derek Barnett.
It shows. You see it on TV when you're at the game or you watch it. It's right there. It's showing on the field. So I mean, no, as a first round pick, he's not living up to that first. He's not living around to that height.
You're not talking about a guy that was a 5th round pick. We're talking about a first round pick that you had a hit on, and because you haven't hit on him, now you're in a need where you need 2 more defensive ends. I'm just trying to pull up. I'm trying to pull up his statistics.
If the guy had like 8 to 10 sacks this year, then okay, then he has to really fix these other issues. But the guy hasn't done anything this year.
Right.
I mean, nothing.
So all year long, we are 10 games into the season. Derek Barnett has 11 tackles and 2 sacks. That's all I've got. Now, how many? What it doesn't tell you is that he has 6 or 7 penalties, all coming at big times. So, I mean, I'm just being honest here, man. I respect your opinion about Derek Barnett, but I just disagree. I don't think he's all that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely not hating. Definitely not. We're hating for a good reason. We're not hating for.
I'm not trying to hate. I would love Barnett to go out and have 6 sacks, 5 sacks, 3 sacks tomorrow. I would love to see him ball out, but it's getting to the point where, like, I feel like he hurts us more than he helps us. That's just the truth. Phil says Barnett broke Reggie White's sack record. How far he's fallen? Yeah, well, people try to make a big deal out of that, and I was like, well, we'll see what he does when he plays the NFL, because we know what Reggie did. But I mean, I agree. I respect your opinion about him, Ray. I do, and he said he cost us 1 game. I agree. He did, and he almost cost us last week.
Yeah.
To me, it's just I as a first round pick, I've got to see more. I've got to get more out of him, and now he's in the last year of his contract. How do I justify signing this guy? Okay, you realize he's making like $10 million this year. I just can't justify it. That's all I'm saying.
I totally forgot the Eagles didn't restructure him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't restructure him, and they were restructuring a lot of players, and they let him keep the $10 million for. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know why.
He said, Ray says he put more pressure on the quarterback than anyone on the team. I don't know. Maybe that's correct, and that would be a very surprising stat for me. But I also would say that fits under the Mike Mamula statistic. The Mike Mamula statistic is I almost get to the quarterback, but I never get there. Because if he's putting all that pressure on and he's only got 2 sacks, then what's going on that a guy like Javon Hargrave has 6 sacks or a Josh Sweat has 3.5 sacks? Why do those guys have more sack of a guy who gets more pressure?
I don't care if he had 200 pressures in 1 game. If he's getting penalties at really bad moments, at crucial moments, it really depletes the purpose of those stats. I don't care how many pressures he has. Yeah. He's literally, there's something up with him. He thinks about himself more than the team. And you see it on TV. Like he made to tackle last game or 2 games ago, and he's on the ground with the running back, and he's like hitting the ball out of his hand while the whistle was already blown. Like he does stupid stuff.
Yeah. Hey Philly, you bet in Kansas Cowboys game. I have to see. I haven't seen what the line is. And East Kansas says Derek Barnett to come outside. I'm on my way. I'm with my keys and my airplane ticket, and we're gonna ship his ass out. Ray says we all know he's going. Yeah, but see, that's what's disappointing to me, Ray, is he's a first-round pick who just finished his rookie contract, and he's gone. That's a waste of a first-round pick to me, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm awake since I wanted TJ Watt, but how he screwed up once again. I wanted Dalvin Cook. Now he went late, but that was the guy I really wanted, you know.
The Vikings jumped in front of us for that pick. They literally jumped, I think, a couple spots. So yeah, I was on the Dalvin Cook train that whole draft too. I was a big fan of Dalvin Cook.
You know. So I mean, it is what it is, though. You know.
Yeah. Derek
Barnett leads the team in penalties and counseling out of the pressures. He does lead. I mean, he's got a lot of penalties, dude. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be. I don't want to bash him, but man, it just when he gets those penalties like. That penalty last week, the roughing the passer, then the 3rd and 6 versus the Chargers gives them a 3rd and 1. Like those things drive me nuts. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, even the 49ers game, laying a guy out, not even around the play, and he pretty much pancakes him on the ground.
I meant to click on this one, and the thing moved. So I try to click on this nice one. Danny says, "Hey Philly and Joey." Instead, I click on Jay Koch. I feel a nice shit coming on. Well, thanks for telling us, buddy. I didn't mean to highlight it.
Jay.
You know what I mean? No worries. And Eagles, I back him. He goes hard. No, I get it. Oh, I totally get it. You got to root for him. Look, I hope he goes out and has 4 sacks tomorrow. I would love to talk about, Barnett breakout game. I hope so. You know?
Yeah.
I did. Stephen Lee says they did restructure his contract. They turned Barnett's final year $10 million into a bonus to free up cap space. Did it at the same time Lane Johnson. So they paid him up front. Basically, right? Or they paid it in a signing bonus. So, it's going to be crazy, you know. See, Eagles are going to drop 49 to Saints. 40-9 on the Saints. I guess he's saying 40 on the Saints. I'll take it. Yeah. I mean, that would be huge. You know, to me, it's going to be very telling if the Eagles go out tomorrow. And they run the ball well against the Saints. They can run the ball on anybody. You know?
I agree.
Philly Eagles says the front office needs to get it together. Also, Philly 500, you should come on the National Football Show with Dan Cilio. You and him would be a cannoli eating friends. Of course. Sure, I'll come on. Tell him I'll come on. I have no problem with that. I think he's actually responded to some of my tweets before.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, I think so. My Jerome Brown ones. 500. I heard you and Joey Fat Boy Shakes. Oh, will you coming? What do you mean Fat Boy Shakes? That ain't fat. That's all muscle. Had a conversation to not listen to any criticism comments anymore, and it makes me laugh. Grow a pair. You're ignoring the real ones in the chat, Philly. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Did I not just click on this? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I take all the comments, good or bad. I try to keep up with the chat. It's very hard, you know. But I mean, if you want to criticize me, you're more than welcome to. You can even criticize me, and I'll even pin it. How about that? Mandel says, "You think coaching isn't reaching Barnett? You think Gannon can't develop talent?" I question whether Gannon could develop anything on the defensive line. He seems like he does a good job with the secondary. Okay, but I do question if he can develop or not. But here's the thing: when it comes to Barnett, what about the other 4 years? He hasn't done anything except for his rookie year. Schwartz should have been able to develop him.
Right. And he was a huge fan of him too. Schwartz loved him. Derek Barnett is one of his favorite players here. So.
Yeah, I agree. Danny says, Philly 500, I think the Eagles should prioritize defense this upcoming draft. I agree. I would love Kyle Hamilton. Also, what players should the Eagles target in free agency? I keep thinking the name Hassan Reddick. I think he's a free agent at the end of the year. I would love to get him into that Eagles, pass rush. So I would say him. But I have to see who else is available. Hamilton is somebody. I love Kyle Hamilton. I would bring Nelson back and try to draft him in the first round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if they could do it, then yeah, definitely. I mean, there's definitely they go linebacker, go edge rusher, safety. I mean, look, one thing that really kind of worries me a little bit. Anthony Harris. What do you think about Anthony Harris as a safety this year? Kind of like a bust this year.
I think he's all right. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't stand out to me. He's made a couple plays here or there. I don't think he's the future for you. I think you still need two safeties.
Do the Eagles move on from both safeties?
No, I don't think they will. I think maybe one of them they'll move on from.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if McLeod comes back and they let Harris walk.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think you need safeties. Kevon Wallace, he blocked a field goal. That was very nice, but he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, agree. Yeah.
Jolo says, do you guys think Hurts goes off tomorrow because that was his first win against the Saints last year and they had a number one defense? I think Hurts is going to have a good game because I think the key to the game still is trying to run the ball. And I know it's going to be hard, but if you can be somewhat effective and use that play action, I think he goes off tomorrow. I think he's going to have a big game. And I got a feeling Quez Watkins is going to have a big game too.
Yeah, and I think even you take the difference from last year, and that was his first game. So, he was more running the ball. I think he had 100 yards rushing. Sanders had 100 yards rushing last year, and that game against the Saints, and definitely a different team coming this year, and more talent in this offense than there was last year. So, yeah, hopefully it's a breakout game for Jalen Hurts. Could be.
Yeah, JT56 says, you all know when Brandon Brooks is coming back. I'm not sure. I thought it was supposed to be 3 or 4 weeks. Do you know anything about his injury?
No, I haven't heard any news on Brandon Brooks at all. It's been a long time. I don't know if I don't know what's going on.
This is every year with this guy. I mean, it's every year. I can't keep up, with him anymore. I don't mean to, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I get it. I don't
even know how to say it now. Newest says 500. Just curse a lot tomorrow. Love it truly. I know everybody loves when I curse and melt down, but I hope I don't. I would like a nice easy day where I'm laughing and ha ha ha, and then smoke a cigar. I want an easy game, but I got a feeling this is going to be a very intense game tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Toryville says Aiden Hutchinson should be a big time target. I'm hearing his name more and more about being the best defensive end in this draft,
Right.
So maybe. Kyle, if Kyle Hamilton and Derek Stingley are both still on the board, who are you taking? That's a great question.
It depends if Steven Nelson's still on the roster as well. If
Steven Nelson walks, then I'm taking Stingley. If I could sign him and bring him back, I'm taking Hamilton. Mm-hmm. That's probably how I would look at it.
Yeah.
I know that Stingley is injured. So I don't know how that would hurt I think he has an injured foot. So I don't know how that would hurt. And I'm sorry if I'm missing a lot of these. This is going very, very quick. So I apologize. We got 383 people in here. If you haven't, please please subscribe, and sub up my man Joey Shakes. Link is in the description. You will not be disappointed. Philly, your meltdowns are a reason. Oh, God. I can't. All the work I do. And the thing that I'm trying not to have them come for me, they all come for. What are you going to do?
That's why they come.
Crazy. Yeah, I can't help that. That has to be natural, NFL Highlights says, this game got me nervous, Philly. I think it'll be back and forth. I got the Eagles 24-20. 24-20. I think the magic number is 20. I just do not fear the Saints offense. I do not fear their offense at all. So, to me, if the Eagles can run the ball, control the time of possession, and not have stupid turnovers, I don't think they lose.
No, I don't either. Their offense does not scare me at all. I mean, with Trevor Siemian, some of these receivers that are no-name receivers that really don't have much in this league, and Ingram's probably the only guy that can, like you said, he's more of like a more of a 1-2 punch, a nice complimentary back mostly, so not really much of a featured back.
Right.
So I think they could do some damage here with both tackles being out. I think they could get pressure on Siemian and make some turnovers, get some corners, some interceptions this game.
Rock the Artist says Philly says we're going to win tomorrow. I hope so. I hope so. And I got to click on this because I love this. I love when people tell me I'm jinxing this team. Philly jinxing it right now. What did I even say? Greatness says Hurts is going to throw 2 picks because he stinks. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Ahmad Gardner is over Derek Stingley in man-to-man and zone. I haven't done any research on a lot of these guys. So we'll have to see, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all better not start. I'm not being cocky. I'm just being honest. Just being honest.
It's just being positive. That's all.
I can't help it. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm the kind of guy that can have a flat tire, and I'll say, well, at least my other 3 tires aren't flat. That's just the kind of guy I am. So I always kind of look. I always try to look at on the bright spot. Abe Shepard says we're going to lose badly tomorrow. I don't think so. I feel good about tomorrow. I feel like I feel like it's a start of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember, no-name guys always have big games against. Yeah, well, the no-names scare me more than the Giants. That we always seem to split with that team. You know what I mean? It always does.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. So do you want to give prediction for tomorrow?
Oh man, I think they can win. I think they can win 31-16.
31-16.
I think they could do it, and especially being home. And I understand we haven't won a home game, but I think with the crowd and it's just how we're matched up in this game. I know it's stupid to say, but I know like we usually say these games every week. Oh well, this team's beatable, and we've been saying that. But I think this team is totally turned around offensively. I think we could put more points on the board. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go with Steven's prediction. I agree. I think 28-14 Eagles. I think that's what I think. I think they're going to do. If I had to guess, I just don't think they can move the ball offensively against us, unless Gannon is some kind of maybe I'm speaking too fast because I was gonna say if he's some kind of moron, but I mean he seems like to me the thing with Gannon is it seems like the big name quarterbacks he over respects them, he gives them too much respect, and the guys he doesn't. He seems like he takes more chances with. So I think a guy like Trevor Siemian, I think he's going to play man-to-man, and I think he's going to bring the heat. And I think Simeon's going to have a hard time against that,
Yeah, it might, yeah.
Yep. So hopefully we'll get that. This would be our first win at home. RLG Podcast says there's another homecoming game for Jalen Hurts. There you go. I like the Eagles more, I do.
Yeah, yep.
Chris says the last game we won at home against was the Saints. We are going to beat them. Really?
That's the last game we won at home?
Wow.
That's crazy.
My gosh. Yeah, that is crazy. Hopefully we beat the Saints tomorrow. We beat the Saints tomorrow, then we get the G-Men. That should be fun. That should be fun. Mm-hmm. And I like our chances. Who are the Giants playing again this week?
Oh, I forgot.
Who are they playing on Monday night? Does anybody remember? I can't remember. Giants are playing somebody I think pretty decent. Just can't remember who it is.
Tampa.
Oh, they're gonna lose that game. They're gonna lose.
Yep.
They'll lose. Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. So we're over an hour in. We're gonna do about another couple minutes. Then we're gonna go. I'm still going. I'm headed back out to the stores. I got to finish doing all the shopping. My wife's doing all Thanksgiving shopping now, everything now, because, of course, they're saying everything's going to be sold out if you wait too long. So go get it now. So she's got me running around as soon as I'm done here. You know what I mean? Wait. What was that craziness I just saw?
That we have no running game?
Did you see that? Did I just see that?
That we have no running game?
You guys got no. Where have you been? Have you watched the Eagles over the last 3 weeks?
No, I think he's a troll. Dude.
He's Abe. Abe's great, but Abe's a little go-goots. Our running game has been great. You know what I mean? Shit. Bucks are 1-3 without Antonio Brown and 8-5 since last year without him, and 16-1 overall with AB. Keep in mind, AB ain't playing. I still think that Tampa Bay is going to win. It's in Tampa. It's not in New York, and it's on Monday Night Football. It's hard for me to imagine Brady losing in that spot, dude. But I mean, crazier things have happened. I'm sure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Jersey Dolphins, great show tonight, fellas. Thank you, Jersey Dolphins. We need your Dolphins to lose tomorrow. Who do the Dolphins play tomorrow? I don't know.
I forgot. I don't know.
I forget who they're playing, but they need whoever it is. They need to lose. They may be on a bye week. I can't remember, but they need to lose. And Colts play the Buffalo. That they're gonna get beat, and that'll work out.
They got the Jets.
Oh my gosh, where's it at?
It's in New York, I think. It's in New York.
Oh, well, and Flacco's starting. That's right. I forgot Flacco. Hopefully Flacco can do something for us tomorrow.
4 games, over 50% of the snaps, and we get a 5th-round pick out of it.
Yeah, something like that.
Something.
Yep. Jersey Dolphin member for 2 months of Dingbat Nation. Thank you, buddy. He says, sorry, Philly, we're beating the Jets tomorrow. You should beat the Jets tomorrow. You should also beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I hope you guys don't, because I need that 1st-round pick.
They made up for that loss, though, with that win over Baltimore. They made up for it.
Baltimore, man. Baltimore.
So stupid.
I can't believe it. You know?
So dumb.
Yeah, definitely. If I want you to check your DNA, okay, I will. It may take a few hours because I'm headed right out, but I will definitely. You know what I mean? Philly can suck it. See, James says. They say I don't read bad comments. He says Philly can suck it. Does he mean Philly the city or me? I don't suck none. All right. So I don't. Thanks for the invitation, but no, thank you. You know.
Yeah.
Miami plays the Jets. That sucks. You know.
That's gonna be a game to watch.
Falter says we traded Joe Flacco. Hopefully, he gives us more than a 5th-round pick. But yeah, hopefully he beats the Dolphins more. That would be tremendous. You know.
Yes.
You know, it's going to be crazy. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you guys for joining us on another Philly Shakedown, the podcast, episode 36, I believe. Yep. Tomorrow, we'll be on Joey's channel post-game. I don't know what time tomorrow night. We'll put it out a few hours beforehand, but sometime in the evening. My plan for tomorrow is I'm streaming the Eagles and streaming the Cowboys game. I think Joey is doing the same. I won't be doing a Sunday night game, but I'll be doing a Monday night game. So we'll be doing a post game tomorrow night, and it's a fun week. It's a great week. It's a Thanksgiving week, so I hope you guys all travel safely, all the things that go with it, and have a great weekend. And it's going to be a fun week, and I think it's going to start off good for us tomorrow with a win. So, anything you want to say, my man?
Yeah, this is going to be this is probably the most important game. I mean, this game right here is really, you win this game tomorrow, then really all you have is division games, really, with the Giants and Washington, and then one game with the Jets. I mean, the Eagles can get on a roll here. Let's see if they could, keep the offense moving, keep it going, get these get these guys into the offense, and hopefully defensively they have a good game, and hopefully get our first win at home. I mean, I hope they do. People are paying money to go to these games. We need a win, Right,
so. Absolutely. Stephen Lee says, great stream, guys. Thank you, buddy. And then Nil says, Joe, you doing your Madden simulation?
Yeah, so I have already set up. I think right after this, I'm going to be putting up. I've already got everything set up, so I'll be doing a Madden simulation week 11, Eagles Saints, and we're going to go through 4 quarters, and it's just fun to watch, and it's cool. So
yeah, so guys, go check him out there. Link is in the description. Sub up to him. Make sure you sub the channel if you haven't, and we'll be back tomorrow night. I think tomorrow is going to be a good night. Tomorrow is the biggest game of the year for the Eagles, biggest game in Jalen Hurts' career. All this is so true. And we gotta have definitely get a win tomorrow. Just call me Flair. Thank you for the super chat. Let me read this before I know. Here you go. My favorite players are Long Cox Hurts, 100%. I would have guessed that. Did you see the picture of the guys in the stands? They had Long Cox Hurts. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought it just called me Flair too. I thought of him, so it's fitting that he would put that in there.
Gotta be careful with those super chats from Just Call Me Flair, because you never know what.
Yeah,
you're
you always
get.
have to read his first, because sometimes he still gets by you because you just don't get it at first
right.
until you read it out loud. When you read in your mind, it sounds different, and then you're like, "Oh crap,"
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna let you guys go. We're over an hour in. Yeah, definitely check out our streams tomorrow. We'll be streaming the game. Going to be huge. Going to be huge. I hope you guys are ready.
Big game.
Big game tomorrow. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And, of course, don't be a dingbat.